You know how people say that grief is just love with nowhere to go? I used to think that was poetic nonsense, something you say to make the weight feel lighter. But then my mother died, and I learned that grief doesn't just sit quietly inside you. Sometimes it walks, it whispers, it knocks on your door in the middle of the night. I'm not here to ask for sympathy. I'm here because I talked to the ghost of my dead mother. And now, she wants me to join her. This is my story. Believe it or don't. I honestly don't care. I just need someone to hear it before it's too late. My mom died last October. It was sudden, a stroke. 1 minute she was humming in the kitchen, boiling tea and reminding me to pick up detergent. And the next minute, she collapsed on the floor. Just like that. I held her in my arms. I called 911. I did everything right. But she was gone before they even got her to the hospital. At the funeral, I was numb. I didn't cry, I couldn't. Everyone kept telling me to take my time grieving, to let it out. But I was too angry, too stunned. My mom had been everything to me, my best friend, my only real family. And just like that, she was gone. I remember standing in front of her casket, staring at her lifeless face. She looked peaceful, sure, but it didn't feel real. And then something weird happened. As the funeral ended, I felt this cold brush on the back of my neck, like fingers. But when I turned, no one was there. That was the first time. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying her fall over and over again. Her tea boiling on the stove, her hands twitching, her eyes rolling back. At around 2:37 a.m., I heard knocking. 3 soft knocks coming from the front door. I live alone. I didn't answer. But the knocking came again, louder. I finally went to the door, flipped on the porch light, and there was nothing. No one, just wind and leaves. I locked every bolt, went back to bed. Then at 3:12 a.m. I woke up to a whisper. "Baby girl." It was her voice, clear, loving, real. I sat up so fast I nearly fell off the bed. "Mom," I said out loud. No answer. But my room smelled like jasmine, her favorite scent. Every night since the funeral, she came to me. Sometimes I'd wake up and see her silhouette sitting at the foot of my bed. Sometimes I'd hear her humming in the kitchen, making the same tea she never got to finish. At first, I thought I was losing it. Grief-induced hallucinations, maybe. I even saw a therapist. She told me it was my mind's way of coping. But these weren't dreams. One night, I felt her hand touch mine. It was ice cold, but it was real. I screamed and turned on all the lights. No one was there, but I had a bruise where she touched me. That's when I knew this wasn't just in my head. One night, I stopped being afraid. I was too tired, too broken. When I saw her standing near the window, I whispered, "Why are you here?" And she answered, "To be with you." We talked for hours that night. She told me she missed me, that she wasn't at peace, that the other side was cold, lonely, dark. She said she needed me, that only I could make it better. I asked her what she meant. She didn't answer. But her eyes, those familiar eyes, looked desperate. I stopped going to work. I stopped returning calls. Every night, she came. And I waited for her. We talked about old memories, about the time she baked a burnt birthday cake for me and still made me laugh, about how she held me after my first heartbreak. But slowly, her tone changed. She began saying things like, "You don't belong here anymore," or "You should come with me. We can be together again." I'd say no. She'd frown. Each night, she got colder, sharper, less mother, more, something else, something hungry. One night, she showed me a vision. I was lying in bed, pale and lifeless, peaceful, just like her at the funeral. She sat beside me, stroking my hair. "See," she whispered, No more pain, no more loneliness. I snapped out of it, gasping for air like I'd been drowning. She told me it didn't have to hurt, that it would only take a second, that I'd never be alone again. That's when I realized she wasn't just visiting, she was waiting. A week ago, my childhood friend Lily came to check on me. She took one look at me and said I looked like death, pale, hollow-eyed. She begged me to come stay with her. I said no. That night, Mom was angry. She screamed in my ear, something she never did in life. She wants to take you from me. Windows shattered, picture frames fell. She wasn't my mother anymore. Or maybe she never really was. Maybe whatever wore her face was using her memory. I went to our old family priest. I told him everything. He didn't laugh. He didn't call me crazy. He said, "Sometimes the dead come back for love. But not all spirits are pure. Some are twisted by pain and longing. They become corrupted." He told me to stop talking to her, to cut off the connection. But I couldn't. She was all I had left. The next night, I told her I couldn't see her anymore. She smiled and cried at the same time. "Then I'll come for you." Since then, she's grown stronger. She doesn't just come at night now. I see her reflection in mirrors, in windows. I hear her calling me when I walk past her favorite park. Yesterday, I found a note in her handwriting on my pillow. Soon. I don't know how she's doing it. I don't know if I'm slowly dying or if she's somehow pulling me. All I know is I'm tired. So tired. If you're seeing this video, it means I've recorded my last night. Tonight, I'm locking every door. I've drawn salt lines. I've lit every candle. I'm going to try to fight her. One last time. But if I don't make it, if they find me cold in my bed, eyes open, peaceful like a sleeping child, don't believe it. Know this, she took me, and if she can take me, she can take someone else. So please, if you ever hear a knock at 3:12 a.m., don't answer it, especially if the voice on the other side says, "Baby girl."